When we left off, we had just finished insulating and installing the floor in our van build.
There you go.
Today we are installing the fan up where it says fan ? And so we'll be cutting a hole there, putting in the fan, which will be right side up by the time we put it in, hopefully. Before we do all of that, of course, we have to clean the roof of the van a bit. So we have a hose, which suddenly stopped working, and I'm sad about that. And I don't know, is that the acetone for? I don't know what else we're cleaning it with.
I think that's good. Just give it a really good hose down. Thank you. So my measurement was from here. Oh, that was a good whacker.
So I used a punch to mark a spot in the roof so that when we start drilling the pilot hole, the drill won't slide around and mess up the whole roof.
There you go. Whoop, you're through. Now don't tilt it. Just keep it straight. Yep.
Pilot holes are almost done. We're just using one last drill bit to get the holes big enough to fit the jigsaw through them.
Got to cut another big hole in a van that's not mine. Anyway, we've got the jigsaw in here now, and it's a brand new little metal cutting blade. It seems like it's cutting extremely fast, so I'm gonna have to be careful that I don't go off with this.
Okay.
Jeez. Well, we're done. It cut right out. It just dropped down. We had a bit of tape trying to hold it, and then peel this tape off. We're going to clean up some more of the metal here to keep all the metal shards from getting on stuff and rusting. It fits. Look at that.
Bing bada boom.
So now we're just gonna butyl this in. You guys know we love butyl.
Rust-Oleum to make it not Rust-Oleum.
This will just covers the bare metal edges since we cut it and there's no paint. This will seal it. Don't know if you can see this line here. We were way off. I didn't even realize it till just now. We were way off of our mark. Thankfully, we had enough of a buffer that we did not come into contact with this support. But I was like, how the heck did that happen? We had traced it on both sides. I did not measure it twice because everything was so square. We had everything so good. I should have measured it twice and I didn't. I used the square to measure it. I went to check just now and I realized that my square from here to here is actually 7 3/4 to 16 inches.
So you flipped it the wrong way.
I had the ruler the wrong way. 1 inch is down here. So I did not measure. It was supposed to be this long. I ended up going with this, which was about 9 3/4 or something like that. So I think it could have been much worse. We got lucky. It won't be an issue, but that's kind of scary since that's what I'm always worried about.
Twice.
I know.
2 times.
2 times.
2 times.
I'm always worried about that, and it actually happened. Okay, can you just rip that in half for me there? This is butyl tape, which we love, of course, and we're going to butyl tape this down.
I'm stuck to it.
Don't touch it.
I forgot it was there.
There you go, throw it away. Careful, it doesn't stick. You want to get it right in there so it doesn't stick to stuff. We don't want to go all the way in here.
Drilling some screws into the, what was it called? The flange?
This is a flange, yes.
Good.
It's the flange of the vent, I guess, right?
Flan's good. We should make flan.
Flan, oh, idea.
So this is a Max Air fan, and it's the deluxe, but it's also manual, so you don't have a remote control to open it or anything.
So see if it looks close to like what it was with the previous one on the other side.
Okay, give a good push.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
So that does not seem right. That's a lot of pressure applied to get that gasket compressed to where we can get a screw in with nothing really to push down on it.
There's a rubber gasket in there that the top insert that goes in needs to compress a really hard rubber gasket, which will give it a good seal, but there's nothing to push on to get it all down and the holes lined up.
Try and turn it on.
Fan.
We've started putting some of the wiring because in order to put in the ridge insulation, you have to have the wiring behind it first, which is why we have this here, which is the fan, which is hanging there, and I keep bumping into it. Down here in the little hole, we have the bed outlet, as conveniently labeled. And
That'll run up here,
yeah,
right?
it goes back through here somewhere and connects to this bed outlet part.
One of the most critical parts of the build was having everything planned out ahead of time. To keep the final product nice and clean, we ran conduit and planned to have all the wires run behind the insulation and walls, which meant we needed to know exactly what wires to run where.
So these will connect to the battery. Okay, so we can do that now. Loosen these and retighten them later, because we'll figure out a way to like make them all pretty, right? We'll put like cable ties and stuff somewhere when we figure out where we want them to go. The main thing with this stuff is you want them to be the same length. So I'm going to do the positive ones. Why don't you come around there? Perfect. Okay. Okay, so now these are live. So this now is our main bus bar. Okay. So from the bus bar, we'll connect. Our solar panels will come through the controller and then they'll connect to here. Okay, and that's how it'll charge the batteries. Okay. Lights.
Power.
So this is the load power now. So we have power coming into here, but for it to get across to the actual circuits, we need to put a fuse in there. Okay.
We're working on figuring out where to put our first bracket for our solar panel mounts. We had it all kind of put together out on the back deck to see it all together and make sure it worked before we put holes in the roof, and now it's time to put holes in the roof. So anyways, we need to make sure that the brackets, that the bolts go through somewhere that we can access so that we can through bolt them, and also somewhere that is not going into other things. So getting it positioned right takes a little bit of time.
Where's the drill?
Should be good. We have our bracket holes all drilled. We also sprayed them with some Rust-Oleum paint. Happened to be bright yellow, but it's going to be covered. Anyways, that will stop the metal from rusting where we drilled those holes through. Now I'm going to put down some butyl tape underneath the brackets, make some little butyl collars to go around the head of the bolts, and then we can get those brackets mounted and get ready to put the solar panels up here. Okay, you doing the forward one or? Okay, good. Inside. Okay. Okay. Single. Yeah. You alright to go backwards? For our solar, the width of the van perfectly fit two 60-cell panels, giving us a total of 640 watts of power.
I've got it here as well. So.
Okay.
Okay, that's good there. Now if you two can lift from the bottom.
Yep, got it.
And lift it towards the girls. Okay. Perfect. Perfect.
Okay, you've got the wires cut out.
Alright, let's set it down.
Okay, sit it there for a sec, Sienna.
Yep.
Rest it. Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Yeah, just take it slow because I want to make sure they don't
There's nothing there to electrocute them.
Nope, no, there's no sun. Keep going. Looks like they're going to clear, right?
Yep, they're good.
Very close. A little bit more.
No. Oh my god.
So I believe I had it on the, we're trying the
Outside.
outside. Okay, up a little. Okay. This is a tight one, I should drill it bigger. Up a bit more. Perfecto. Okay, that should take a bit of the weight off.
Okay.
We had spent a long time thinking about articulating the panels, allowing us to maximize the charging potential by angling them at the sun. But the gas struts were challenging to get right.
Oh, up. Said slow. I heard popping.
Yeah.
It's denting the roof here really bad. Yes, we're going to take it off.
We had just these brackets on, and that was way too flimsy, and it made the ceiling dent / roof. So we decided that was bad, and so we got some new plates, put them on there. Those didn't work that well, so we put even more plates on there, and more bolts here, which is what we're tightening down now. And now we think it's probably sort of good, maybe-ish. So we're gonna put the solar panels back on in a minute. We also put better aluminum, like thicker aluminum on the solar panels, because that was denting as well.
Aluminium.
What Sienna was talking about on the solar panels, these are our old supports. It is aluminum angle bar. This original stuff we had was 16th inch thickness, and we were just getting a lot of flex where the brackets and the struts attached. We put on these gas struts here to aid in the lifting of the solar panels so that they can lift up and articulate towards whatever angle the sun is at. And because we wanted to take most of the weight so you didn't have to climb up on top of the van in order to lift them, we needed some pretty powerful gas struts. But what that means is when we fold them up, there's a lot of force being put on all of the hardware, several hundred pounds of force. So what we had, this 16th inch thick angle bar just was not cutting it. We upgraded to 3/16 of an inch thick. That is super heavy duty and should be plenty strong. Now that we have all that hardware on there, it's time to put them back on the roof.
With the base of our electrical system set up, it was time to get back to the building and installing of things inside the van. But more on that next time. If you enjoyed the video, we'd love a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time.
Oh, there's a lady beetle!
A ladybug?
I think he just flew away.
Oh.